What's going on, everybody? So I'm about to go work out and I'm gonna share with you my pre-workout routine. Now, a lot of people may say pre-workout routine, that's not a big deal, is that superstitious, whatever. No, I personally think it can make or break your results. So if you're somebody just getting started and exercising, just starting out, getting used to working out and everything like that, a great pre-gym, pre-workout routine is gonna help you out tremendously, and I'll share mine with you. Check it out. First things first, when we're exercising, we're gonna be using our muscles, right? Your muscle is like a rubber band. You wanna make sure that rubber band is nice and loose. One of the best ways that I've found to loosen up those muscles is doing a combination of rolling and stretching. So what I'll do is I'll use this. You can get one of these at Walmart. I'll put a link below. So I'll roll out my legs and then I'll do a stretch on that exact muscle. Let's get it. So keep in mind, as you're doing this, you're definitely gonna feel a little bit of discomfort, especially if you're not used to getting deep tissue massages or foam rolling or rolling out your muscles like this. As long as you stay in the belly of the muscle, you're good. Try to stay away from the end, away from the joints, and you'll be fine. Sometimes you need to get a little creative with the positions you get into to reach some of these muscles. So for my hamstrings, I like to lay on my back, have my foot propped up on a bed or a couch so that this hamstring's really relaxed and I can really dig deep into the belly of the muscle and really loosen it up. All right, after I've done the rollouts, now I'm gonna stretch those muscles. I like to go in the same order that I rolled out in. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the quads, since that's the first thing I rolled out with. One of my favorite quad stretches, I like to put a knee right on top of a pillow and then lean forward just a little bit. Bring that back foot up and then stretch as far as you can go. If this is as far as you can go, stay right there. If you need to grab something for support, do that. Try to hold it for about 30 seconds. Really make sure you're relaxing into that muscle to where you just feel it where you're trying to stretch. So if you're trying to loosen up the quads, because that's where you rolled out, that's where you should feel the stretch. If you feel it anywhere else, you're doing too much. You're not relaxed, or you're not at the right angles. Now we'll get the hamstrings. I just like the classic, sit down, reach for your toes, go as far as you can go until you feel that tightness, and then relax into it, breathe, and then see where the next point of tightness is. So you should be able to get a little further at the end of the stretch than you did at the beginning if you're really relaxing into it. And one reason that a lot of people deal with a lot of pain, whether it's in their knees, their hips, is sometimes they'll stretch the big muscles like the quads and the hamstrings and the calves, but they miss out on some of those important muscles like the hip flexors or the glutes that keeps everything balanced. So we're gonna make sure we get the hip flexors as well. Keep this knee straight down, lean forward with your hips, keep your back straight, and hold that for 30 seconds. So we rolled out, we stretched, and now we're going to the next thing. Come downstairs with me. So we're downstairs, we're gonna go ahead and do the next step of being ready for your workout, and that next step is nutrition. All right. Let's dig in. So as I've mentioned in some of my other videos about nutrition, it's important to make sure that you're getting the amount of fats, carbohydrates, and protein that you need on a daily basis. With this, I've combined the black beans with rice to form a complete protein. The rice and the beans have carbs. Apple has simple carbs. Cheese has some fat, and there you go. One mistake a lot of beginners make when they're training is they don't eat before they go exercise. They don't realize that your body is going to need fuel to do what it's doing, especially if it's a very hard exercise. So you want to make sure you're eating quality food before you go work out. We rolled out, we stretched, we ate, and now we got to make sure we're hydrated. So I have a video right here that talks about the importance of hydration. Go ahead and click on that if you haven't seen it yet. But you want to make sure that you're hydrated not just during or while you're thirsty, but before your exercises, so that you prevent any sort of muscle pulls, tears, or anything like that. Check out that video again if you haven't seen it yet, and it'll go into more depth. So just got out here. This is where I'm going to be working out today. I'm going to be doing some running, but whether or not you're going to the field or the gym, still make sure you do the steps that I mentioned before. So today I'm out here with Judah Tate, Oak Mountain High School standout, running back. How many yards do you have senior year?
1,400, 1,500.
1,000, we're gonna round up, 1,500 yards. I'll link his highlights right here. The bonus tip that I'm gonna give you guys that are watching this video instead of just the reel, the bonus tip is to have an accountability partner, have a workout partner, because sometimes you're not gonna be able to push yourself the way that you probably should. You're gonna get tired, you're gonna get fatigued, and you're gonna have your head telling you to stop. But when you have that external voice saying, hey, let's keep going, or you're holding someone else accountable saying, hey, let's keep going, it helps you hold yourself accountable and you can push through more than what you thought you could. Now, the next step that is very important is warming up properly. So you wanna make sure that your muscles are not only stretched out from the rollouts and the static stretching, but also what's called dynamic stretching. Dynamic stretching is an active stretch that mimics the actual activity that you're gonna be doing. So I'll show you right here. So we're gonna warm up with a little light jog first. I'm gonna do it with the camera, just see how it looks. Okay. It should be so light that you guys shouldn't see anything different. You said you're cool with that, right? Yeah. All right. So we're gonna jog down and back, then we're gonna get into our dynamic warm up. Here we go. Just getting the legs nice and loose. One of the best ways to warm up is to warm up doing the actual thing your body's gonna be doing. So if you're gonna get ready to run, one of the best ways to warm up is to simply jog, to get your muscles ready for the actual activity that you're about to do. So now that our muscles are warm, we're gonna get the dynamic stretches, and then we're gonna hop into it. So we're just gonna start out with hamstring sweeps. I call them pickup sticks. It's just one toe in front of the other toe, keeping both legs straight, and then coming down, coming back up. As far as you can go without overdoing it. So I'm gonna try to get these so you guys can see what it looks like. So now we're gonna go to two legs. Same thing, legs straight. We're gonna reach down, come back up. That's one. Every step should be a stretch. If you have tight hamstrings like me, you really want to make sure you're doing this stuff before, especially before you're going to be doing any sort of sprinting or running, because hamstring pulls, if you've seen one of my other videos about hamstrings, it's one of the most annoying injuries out there, and you don't want to have to be dealing with that, especially if you're an athlete. If you're new to working out, make sure to follow these steps before every single workout to make sure you don't get hurt, you don't get burnt out, and you maximize the work that you put in.